Hey everybody, it's Shelby from Stang Books, and it is time for another Top 5 Wednesday. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Top 5 Wednesday, I will leave a link to the Goodreads group down below, but essentially it is a group where every Wednesday there is a new topic, and for that topic you are going to pick your top 5. This week, as it is the beginning of the new year in 2017, the topic is goals for 2017. Now, these could be goals you have for reading, for life, whatever you wanted it to be. So most of mine are going to be reading goals, but I do have one, my big goal for the year, that's actually not a reading goal and is just something that I really want to work on for myself. So goal number 5 for me right now is I want to be more consistent with my posting schedule. And when I started out, I was like, oh, I'm not going to set any sort of schedule for myself. I want to see whether I like this. Well, now I've had my channel for about 4 months, and I really do enjoy it, and I want to get myself more on a consistent schedule so people will know when my videos are coming out. So for sure, I'm always going to try and make sure I have my Wednesday video up, but I would like to get to the point where I'm doing 3 videos a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It may take me a little while to actually get into that and just try and figuring out with my schedule when I can shoot and edit and whatnot, but my goal this year, I want to get on a set schedule, whether that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whether that's like Wednesday and Saturday, 2 times a week or something. Not super specific yet on exactly how many days or whatever, but I do want to get it to the point where it is a consistent schedule and I know when my videos have to be up, because holding myself to a schedule is something that is really effective and helpful for me in my daily life, and I will get into more of that later because that's my number 1 goal this year, it plays into my number 1 goal this year, so I'll kind of come back to that. But goal number 4, I have a goal this year to get through and finish or get to the most recently written book in 5 series. I haven't picked all my series yet because I have so many series going, I couldn't tell you the sheer number, and I don't know where I'm at in any of them, because I'll read one book and then it'll be months before I'll get to the next one, so a lot of the times I'm not up to date and I am missing that I haven't finished a series, and I would like to complete a few this year. So my goal is to complete 5 series. I know which series is going to be number 1 though, because it's what I talked about in recent videos. I said that if you watched my Top 5 Wednesday a few weeks ago of like top books that you wanted to read in 2017, I said I wanted to get to Scarlet, or if not Scarlet, then if I finish that in December, which I did, get to reading Cress, which I read on the 1st of the year, because Scarlet, I was like, oh my god, I have to read Cress right away, and I already have the rest of the series ordered, and I cannot wait to get those, and I really want to finish reading the Lunar Chronicles. It's a great series, and is definitely number 1 on the list of 5 series I want to complete this year. Filling in the other 4 could take me a minute. For my goal number 3, I really want to complete 2 additional quarters of both my gangbang carryovers and my meet and greet carryovers. So what that means is this is a challenge that I do every quarter, and if I don't finish all the books in the quarter that I was supposed to read, I just carry them over into the next quarter. Well, I have a long list of backlog books on those quarters that I have not finished. In some quarters it's only like 1 or 2 books that I haven't gotten to yet. Other quarters it's like 8, 10 books. So I would like to get through at least 2 quarters of backlog and have them done for each of those 2 challenges. So starting to trim down that TBR. Shouldn't be too difficult to do because I do go back in and keep trying to read those books, but a lot of times I spread out over the different quarters the books that I'm reading, and I really want to get to like erasing completely some of the quarters and have them just be done and not dangling there. And for my number 2 goal this year, this is a big goal for me, and it's going to be a really hard one, and part of why it's so hard is, again, tying into my number 1 goal, which I will get to. But you guys only ever really see the one bookshelf behind me. I've never done a bookshelf tour or anything like that. I have probably 5 bookcases in my apartment that are overwhelmed with books and not organized anymore. Now, I really, really want to, my goal this year, to get to those books, organize them, but also put them into Goodreads. I'm tired of rebuying books that I already own because I don't know that I have them because they're not listed on Goodreads, and that's one of the first places I look when I'm looking at new books is like, oh, do I have it on Goodreads? Do I own it already? So I want to get through and catalog all these books, reorganize them, do all my shelves all together again, and I'm going to do it as a big video. It's my goal to like shoot myself organizing it all because I have piles of books around this apartment and I would like to get them on the shelves, get them organized, and kind of know what I have. So it's a monumental task. It's not a like, oh, I can do it in a couple hours. No, this will take me a couple of days to actually get done. But because I did get a new TV for Christmas, I can get rid of the 1980s masterpiece that is behind me. My mom got me a flat screen for Christmas. So I will be reorganizing the look in this room anyway. It's a great opportunity to really kick myself in the butt and get that task tackled and focus on getting those books into Goodreads and getting them all pretty on my shelves again. So, what's this big goal that I'm talking about that I've kind of mentioned plays into my other goals? I deal with a fair amount of ADD and OCD in my life, and those things have kept me from doing a lot of things that I wanted to do because it's really hard for me to focus and get started on projects. And then I get overwhelmed by the scale of the project. It's really hard for me to parse it down to just like one little task. So when I look at my bookcases, I don't just go, oh, okay, well, alphabetize and put them in. No, I have to put them into Goodreads, and then I have to alphabetize the whole thing and pull all the books, and it just becomes, my task gets bigger and bigger because I can't just go, okay, well, today all you're going to focus on is the A's. You're going to pull all your A's together, you're going to put all the A's into Goodreads, and that is a check off of the task. Like my main goes, but then you have the B's and the C's and the D's, and you have your nonfictions and your regular fiction, and then you have your hardbacks versus your paperback. Like the task becomes monumental, and I can't focus long enough to get started. This is a problem in a lot of areas of my life. The more I have deadlines and the more that I am held accountable by some sort of outside force, like with my company where I have my business partners relying on me, or work where I have to go and get things accomplished for that job, it's a lot easier to force myself to do something. But like I've had the lights out in my bedroom, the bulbs in my lamp for weeks, and I have never changed them because it's not that it's a hard task, it's the motivation to get to doing it. So it's something I've been dealing with, and my OCD makes it so that I can't just half do a task. If I'm going to start it, I have to like massively do the whole thing, and I can deal with the mess and the chaos with low-level anxiety. But if I start to fix it, I will be freaking out until I get it completely, immaculately, all done. Every little tiny thing, every new step that my crazy brain can go over. So I deal with a lot of low-level anxiety just in general in life, and my apartment gets to be very overwhelming for me because there's all these tasks that I want to do, and I struggle to get them started. So my big goal for myself this year was to really try and implement some of the techniques that I've been talking with my therapist and stuff about, and really forcing myself to try and use those techniques to find a system that works for me to get my ADD kind of wrangled so it's not so stressful for me. Because when I get stressed out and overwhelmed and anxious, I shut down and I get nothing done. So my big goal this year, I've got a new plan that I'm trying to put into place with my lists and everything. I'm not just writing a main master list, which can get overwhelming for me because I look at all the tasks and can't focus on just one or two, but also doing a daily list where right now my only goal on that daily list is A, to do a daily list, and B, to put one task off that list on that goal sheet. And that is the only task I have to worry about that day. And hoping that by pushing myself to get that one thing done, I'll start to feel better about things and be able to tackle things more easily. Because it is really, really frustrating when you feel like you're just being lazy and you know these tasks aren't anything that are difficult or hard to do or something you can't accomplish. But when your brain overwhelms you with all of it and you just can't focus and can't do it, and I'm not going to get upset right now. Like, it's a stupid thing, and I know it's like something that I should be able to tackle and handle, but it is something that stresses me out a lot. And I'm hoping that some of the things I'm trying to do this year will help me with that. So part of that ADD, plays into me not always getting my videos done when I want to and everything because I can't focus. And I know it's not just the shooting, it's the editing and then posting, and it becomes a big long thing. So when I have a deadline, like I know, Top 5 Wednesday, gotta go up on Wednesday, I'll make sure and get that video done. Versus like just a nebulous thing, I am a lot more inclined to put it off, or my brain won't just, it's like, oh, it's too much to handle right now. So setting a schedule, that's a big thing for me. If I can get myself on it, these are the days that you post videos, and no matter what, you have to figure out what the video is going to be and you post it, that will help me. But it's hard when it's me holding myself accountable to something. So that's something I'm trying to work on. And with my big Organized by a Bookcase shelf, as you clearly can tell from, I hope, part of this conversation, the entirety of the project is overwhelming for me. So I am going to try and put, my daily list, it's going to be do the A's. That's going to be my one task. It's not going to be tackle the whole thing all at once. So I really want to make this work. It's something I really want to hold myself to and push myself to. So hopefully by even putting it in my video, that will help me further along this task and this idea. But it's a major goal and something I really, really want to put my focus on this year. And it's a lifestyle goal, and it's kind of rewiring my brain to think differently, to just, when I think of something, do it. Not put it off, not go, oh, I can do it later. Not let the 500 things that my brain will then focus on distract me from the first thing that came up and to do. So hopefully I can hold myself to that, and I will periodically be checking in with myself to really nail that one down, because it does affect a lot of my other parts of my life. And as much as I love to read, my escaping into a book to not have to deal with it and not have to deal with the anxiety and the freak out is not really beneficial ultimately. And I will enjoy my reading more if I don't have to stress about the other things. So anyway, those are my goals this 2017. Some of them are pretty easy to tackle and shouldn't be too hard, and I am determined to get them done, and others are going to be a little bit more of a process and a work for me as a human being and a person to get to a place where I feel really comfortable with what I'm doing, because it means a lot to me and I really want to solve these things. And my big thing is I'm not somebody who's willing to take medication to kind of control things. I'd rather find other ways to fix it, especially because my ADD and my OCD are not overwhelmingly bad. They only really affect me in my personal space and not in how I function out in the world. So I really want to get those under control in a way that I know I'm owning them and they're not owning me. So, sorry for a little bit more of a personal video, but that is my goal this year. It's something that I'm really focused on and I'm really passionate about. So I hope everyone's having a great start to 2017 and enjoyed New Year's Eve. I worked the whole night and it was a ghost town because everybody was out at the fun bars and not at my normal local bar. But I had a great night and a good weekend, and I hope you all did too. So give this video a thumbs up, comment, let me know. I'd love a conversation if you all deal with similar struggles or anything. I would love to know what your goals are this year. Leave them in the comments down below. I'd love to start a conversation. Have a great evening. Talk to you soon. Bye.